Hello there, thanks a lot for coming by PosterCentral.com's video blog today. I'm Pete Howard, and isn't this a pretty 1967 UK handbill for quite a tour over there? One of these things we'd give anything if you're a psychedelic music lover, 60s rock fan, to be able to go back in time. Heavens, a 3-week UK tour featuring both the Jimi Hendrix Experience and Pink Floyd. In modern times, those of course the two biggest bands that history's been kindest to and had the longest careers, but other interesting music on the bill as well. Now this tour went from November into December of 1967, just as Hendrix and Pink Floyd were really ramping up their careers. But as you can see, the co-headliner with Hendrix was The Move with Roy Wood, and they were really big in the United Kingdom but just never got traction in America at all. So it's a head scratcher to some American fans, but they really were quite successful in the UK. In fact, The Move had 3 singles that entered the top 5 leading up to this tour, all in 1967, so that's quite a lot of chart impact. But they just did nothing in America, The Move did, until they morphed into the Electric Light Orchestra in the early 1970s, and then they really took off with a couple of original members from The Move. But, you know, as co-headliners, The Move deserved a place in that artistic, pretty sketch there right in the middle. That's right, that's the Hendrix Experience, Jimmy, Mitch, and Noel, and then it got The Move there with Roy Wood. I suppose, you know, we'd love to see Pink Floyd there instead now, but hey, there's probably a lot of Move fans seeing this too, and it's all good. And then, of course, you have 4 below the oval. Before the Pink Floyd, which they were called in the early days, you have 4 support acts and an MC. Now, getting to the top, as you can see, the first one I'm showing you here is from November 17 at City Hall in Sheffield, and I'm going to get right to the other flyers to end the curiosity here. These are all original flyers with booking forms that are unused, so really sweet collector's items. You can see by their size, they're nice, you know, a nice good size. Here we have the next day, November 18th, at the Empire Theatre in Liverpool. And, of course, I really associate the Beatles with that particular hall. And then the next day, November 19th, at the Coventry Theatre. I should, you know, just, you know what the rest of the bill looks like. There's a booking form at the bottom, you know, which changed a little bit from flyer to flyer, by the way. Then November 25, at the Opera House in Blackpool. And then we have the day after that, November 26th, at the Palace in Manchester, England. And then finally a December one to show you, December 4th, City Hall in Newcastle-On-Tyne. Love those British city names, I'll tell you. They get pretty crazy and pretty long and pretty cumbersome, but it's fun, and us Americans are used to them, following British rock and hearing them mentioned in songs and everything, such as Blackpool and stuff. So this was Hendrix's second UK tour as the headliner, and the thing started at the Royal Albert Hall in England, a prestigious place obviously, averaging along the tour about 3,000 in attendance each night. And the Hendrix Experience played from a repertoire of about 10 songs total. They would do the obvious ones, Hey Joe, Foxy Lady, Purple Haze, and a couple covers that got rotated for fun was A Wild Thing and Sgt. Pepper. As for Pink Floyd, boy, this is really a special time in Floyd's early psychedelic era, because these were the last gigs as a 4-piece group with Syd Barrett as one of those 4. In fact, shortly after this tour, just before Christmas, in December of '67, at a one-off gig, was the last ever Floyd show as a 4-piece with Syd. What happened is, and because Syd was sort of spacing out and not carrying his weight on stage, in January, David Gilmour was hired and brought in, and they did some 5-piece shows, but then at the end of January was the first Floyd gig without Syd Barrett. So this is December, you know, so this is really at the end, and it's an amazing sweet spot for Pink Floyd fans of the psychedelic era. It's just really, and as you can tell, it's quite an attractive handbill too. Now, to put Floyd in perspective for American fans, just 10 days before this tour started, again late November of '67, they had actually played in America. They had made their American debut in San Francisco playing for Bill Graham, and on the bill with Big Brother and the Holding Company featuring Janis Joplin. The poster that represents that is known as BG91. Now, unfortunately, the BG90 was a really attractive poster made with Floyd headlining, but they didn't make those shows due to visa problems. So it's BG91 that is Floyd's true debut in America as a band. And also just a week, so that was 10 days before the tour started, and then a week before the tour started, they made their television debut in America on American Bandstand and lip-synced a song. So really pretty artwork. Too bad it's so small in a handbill, but that's okay. It's quite favorable and stuff. But if you are a fan of the bigger, boy, do I have a bigger picture to show you, and that is the full-size poster they made for this tour. And this is a photo of it, and it is a whopping 40 by 60 inches. It's just huge and commanding. And you know, you can see it's the same basic layout, but it's horizontally laid out, and it's really big. Nice venue info up there at the top. For some reason, toward the end of the tour, they also made this without the artwork in the middle that had, you know, the Move and Hendrix, and I don't know why. Here's an example of it, a couple days apart. Maybe the Move dropped out of the tour, I don't know. Or I shouldn't speculate or guess in a video like this. It's just, you know, this is what it is. Maybe somebody will leave a comment if they know why the big poster was made both ways, with and without the image. But the handbills apparently all had the nice artwork in the middle. So, boy, there you have it. Hendrix's second UK tour as a headliner, and a really sweet collectible. I should point to the real thing and not the photo of the poster, but a real sweet collectible, complete with a booking form in mint condition. It's really, all of these are really nice items. So I thought you'd like to see several instead of just one, you know, if I had access to half a dozen, so I trotted them all out for you. So anyway, thanks for stopping by. Take care, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.